like that. What did she say? What did she say? Oh no, she did. No, she did. Hush now, I'm trying to eavesdrop. Eavesdrop. Welcome everyone to Mahogany Voices podcast. I'm your host Tish, along with my co-host friends
Cynthia,
Joanne.
Yes, as you can see, Joanne is back, but Tracy
hey
is taking
Joanne.
off today.
Mm.
I kind of forgot that it was a holiday because I probably would have been like, let's take off, but
Yeah,
here we
we're
are.
here.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, so welcome back, Joanne.
Hello.
Yes. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in to our last episode, episode 15, which was texting the Gen X way.
Mm.
And if you don't know what Gen X is, it's basically people that was born in 1965 to 1980. So that's us. That's what
I'm sitting there counting 60s. Hey,
You know
she's
what?
talking about me.
Yes, girl. So it's people at this moment that are aged 41 to 56. Yes.
Good math, Tish. Good
Girl,
math.
you know I got that written down.
She got smart or whatever.
Sure. Carried
What?
it. Sorry.
Yeah, you got to do that new math on there. That new math is called writing it down.
Oh, yes.
So basically texting for people that are in their 40s and their 50s. Like it's a whole
I'm with
new
it.
world for us. So
Mhm.
I like it.
yes, so if you didn't get a chance to check out that episode, go head over to your favorite podcast platform or go to our YouTube channel and check it out so that you can see us talking about it. Okay? All
Okay.
right. So
Okay.
we're gonna go ahead and check in with the ladies and see how their week was and their weekend. Hello, ladies.
Hey.
How was everybody's
Ooh.
weekend?
I would say pretty calm. Of course, I'm enjoying the rain because it seems like it's keeping the cicadas at bay.
Girl, yes.
I went out with my racket. I was like,
That one that electrifies them.
no,
Oh.
just one that I had handy dandy in the house. They ain't had to electrify. No. So
I haven't seen any alive. I just seen them dead on the ground.
I done seen them alive and dead. I like the dead part.
Well, I have seen birds flying like really crazily, so I think they might be catching them out the air.
I saw the Baltimore County executive doing a tasting.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Chocolate covered cicadas. I watched
he
them.
had the Old Bay ones.
Ooh.
I don't know. Then he said he had cicada cookies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to throw up.
I watched the whole little cooking piece. It was amazing. I was
Ooh.
like, them in there.
What?
Yeah.
I was talking to one of my students and I kept saying I can't stand it. I hate these cicadas. He said, "You know what you can say, Miss Conway?" I said, "What?" He said, "You could just say it's not for me." I said, "Oh, thank you."
Corrected by a kid.
Yes. He said, "Just say that's not for me," because that's what I'm gonna say. That's not for me.
Oh my goodness!
Mhm.
Why do people
Right.
want to eat everything? Like that
It's
is
a delicacy.
That's a delicacy that I could do without. No.
Absolutely.
Come on.
That's
so
what
they
they
trying to
say.
compare that to fine wine because they've been cultivating underground for 13 years,
They can,
and now they
they
want to
can
eat
co-
it.
and
That's
they'll
not for
cultivate.
me.
But
That's
they were talking
not
about
for me.
they were saying they were packed with protein. It's like
Yes, that's exactly what they said.
that
but
kind of
it's all-
protein.
There's a
That is
whole
not
lot of
for
other
me.
ways. to
That
get
kind of protein is not for me.
Right.
That is
Yeah,
Not
it's
at all.
Mm.
It
So
was not my cup
Joanne.
of tea. Well, anyway, my weekend is a little disappointed. I'm
Oh,
disappointed
Oh.
because
what?
I am mad that it's cold. I'm trying to
Oh,
figure out
girl. Yeah, you
where
right.
Mm-mm.
is the sun, the spring, and the summer. It
Hmm.
seems
Mm.
like it is completely gone.
Yeah, it went in hiding for a little
You all
while.
know I am coming from the sun. It was
Yes,
nice
tell us
and
all
hot.
about
Yes.
it.
Mm.
I'm coming from 96 and 103-degree
Ooh.
weather. And
Yeah,
so I'm back
we
to this is traumatizing.
we see your cinnamon toast crunch skin.
I know.
Yes, girl. Yes. Look at that even melanin. Yes, I love it.
Oh, go ahead, Joanne.
Yes, we
All the
had
way
Mm.
up to my
Tracy on
hands. You
here
see,
last week telling us about it.
even my hands. Look at that.
Yes.
Go ahead. I'm about
That's
to
where,
put.
that's where you gotta go. You gotta go out of the country to get that even coating.
Mm-hmm.
Because don't nobody know. You take it off.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
didn't I say we ain't ready for that episode? We ain't ready for
No.
that episode.
In all honesty, it was a real lovely trip. I united two lovely people that are so dear to my heart. As
Oh,
one, they are now married, Mr. and Mrs. Harden. I was
Okay.
so excited for
Congrats.
them. And
Mm.
then I enjoyed the rest of my time in Los Cabos and did
All
some very
right.
exciting things. And
now did you ride a camel? Because Tracy said she rode a camel.
I did.
Oh,
I
Shh.
did. I rode a camel. I rode an ATV.
Ooh.
how was the camel part? That's what I want to know.
The camel ride was very exciting. Well, first of all, they give you your tutorials, and so this is the first time I've ever rode a camel. I did the horses before, but this is the first time to ride the camel. They have three speeds. Um,
Three camel speeds.
there are
Okay.
three speeds that they told us. They said they go slow, slower, and still.
Which
So if
one
you're
were
ever
you
trying to get
on?
somewhere, if you're ever trying to get somewhere in a hurry, the camel is not the pursuit.
Mm.
And the one thing that I did find out, and I could be wrong, they call them juveniles. Um, the camels, they call them juveniles because most of them are young.
Oh,
Okay.
Uh,
okay.
and what I did find out, Tracy and I both found out, we had a male at first. The male is horrible.
Mm.
He was
Oh.
mean. He didn't want anybody to ride him really. And so we wound
Oh,
up
wow.
going to a female. And females, they just like nurturing, just want to take you all
Oh.
throughout the thing.
Oh.
But the guy, he was being stubborn and mean. So that he
Mm.
was having one of his days. So
Maybe he just
Mm.
broke up with his girlfriend. I don't know.
looked like
Maybe
he was
he
in
was
some
on.
looked
He
like he
was
was
on
in a
his
combative fight or something. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
He was on the still speed. Hmm.
So Tracy was hollering like, "Kid's mad." So yeah,
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
Oh,
But
did he? Because I know they're spitters. Did he spit at
Yes,
anybody?
exactly. That's what I was going to ask
no,
next.
that we
I was
did.
like, was it? I said, is it camels or giraffes? I wasn't
Yeah,
sure which one it was.
and it's
I
quite a
I,
few
I
that
believe
do.
it's camels,
It's camels, and they
camels
do
and
white history
llamas.
on them. They
Llamas. Yeah.
Yeah.
took us and we saw the all white when the camel that was born. It was born all white, and as it gets
Wow.
Oh.
older, the color starts to change
Oh,
Oh.
and everything.
wow.
So it was a lot of history that we find out about different animals. And then I went to the lovebird cage, where they're birds and they're actually compatible. It's two of each, just like in Noah's Ark, two animals of the
Oh.
same nature.
Oh.
But in the
Okay.
lovebirds cage, it's actually the same bird. They look the same. They're
Oh.
Oh.
compatible. They are the lovebirds. And so if one of them should die,
Oh.
within a
Oh.
matter of days, the other one will die too.
Oh.
Yes, and so it was very exciting to see it and to learn the history about them, that they
Oh. Okay.
actually are mates, and that is
Mm.
their actual mate. And so they are so
Oh.
compatible and united by heart that they unite. And so I fed them, they put the food in my hand and I held my hand out and they came to my hand and they actually come and eat together.
Mm.
And so if another one tries to come and everything, they will move them out of the way so that the other one can sit next to them to eat. It's really,
Oh,
really,
Oh,
really
that's
cute.
cute.
Yeah, I was like, I'm
That's
learning
cute.
a lot out here with these animals, but I actually got
yeah.
them. Y'all know me, OCD.
Mm-hmm.
Bird was in my
Yeah.
hand. I was like, wait, I'm trying to get close to nature, but come on. Y'all got too
Oh.
much food in my hand. I said, get it out.
Oh.
That sound like those lovebirds sound like it made me think about that movie called The Notebook. Did y'all
Oh,
see that?
yes. Yes, you are
Oh,
absolutely right.
That
Yeah.
was beautiful.
yeah.
Mhm. They were
Oh.
so pretty though. They were so colorful. It kind of remind me of flamingos because they were
Oh,
so
okay.
colorful. They were like yellow and blue and red and it was
Ooh.
so many colors. They were gorgeous. They
Did you
were
get any pictures of them?
yeah. I actually posted one of the pictures
Oh.
Okay.
on my page
Oh yeah, I
when
did see some picture
they
of birds.
yeah they're the lovebirds
Oh,
that
that
was
was them. Oh, okay.
hmm I was in the lovebird cage. I didn't write a whole caption and everything. Look, I was like maybe somebody asked me and I tell them.
Now we know.
They don't know what it is. They just think I'm playing with birds. I ain't know they just yeah.
Oh.
The ATV. So y'all know that was all speed.
Mhm.
So that was really my first time driving an ATV by myself.
All right.
Okay.
Usually on the trips, I'm usually with a mate, and so they're the ones that's usually driving. So this was the first time I had to do it by myself,
Okay.
Oh.
and so it is a lot of upper body strength. But
Mm.
Mm.
I maintained it. The instructor, he was like, "You real good at this," and I was like, "Yeah, I just gotta pull out some tools you probably never used before." I just didn't want to flip over in the sand,
Oh
but
Lord.
riding up and down the beach and through their little trails, it was quite
Okay.
adventurous.
All
But
right.
I enjoyed it.
That's good. That's
That's
good.
good. Well, I'm glad y'all had a great week,
Mm.
and I'm sorry, Joanne, that you had to come back to this
No,
wet, cold weather. I had to turn my heat back on last night.
Yep.
It was
Yep.
cold.
My heat is on now.
I had
So,
it on in the car.
yes,
So
ma'am.
welcome back, Joanne.
Yes,
Oh,
welcome
thank you.
back.
Reality, yes.
Yes. All right, so we're gonna move on over to our new little segment. Well, it's same space as the old segment, but it's called something different. It's
Mm-hmm.
called Mahogany Inspirational Moments.
Yes.
Or Mem.
Or Mim. Right. So I actually follow this guy named his name is Trent Shelton.
Uh-huh.
He's an
Mm-hmm.
ex football player turned motivational
Fictional
speaker.
speaker.
All right.
So I just have a little quote from him because I just think it's something that's great for this time with everything that we're all going through with the pandemic.
Right.
And sometimes you kind of get bogged down to feeling like, why is this happening to me? And sometimes you just can't find your way out. But I thought
Mm-hmm.
that this quote would be, something that you can take and implement into your life and maybe create a mantra out of it some kind of way. So the quote is sometimes things have to go wrong so everything could end up right. The
Hmm.
wrong relationships will lead to the right one. The failed dreams will lead you to your purpose. The lost friends will lead you to your team. Let God upgrade your life by removing certain things from your life. Trust His plan, not your pain. God got you straight up. So, straight up is the name of his book. So, he always ends with straight up.
Straight up.
Yes. So, I just thought that was something that, we all could use, especially during this time.
Mm-hmm.
um, One of the things that I always say is that, especially for me in my life, I've always said to me myself that things don't happen to you. Most times they happen for you.
Mm-hmm.
And you just have to remember that, because when things, we all that's in life are going to have ups and downs. It's just that the downs, the way you come through them, the way you look at them, the way you perceive them is how you're going to come out on the other end. Because if you look at it as if it's something that's always happening to me, I mean, that's really kind of a setup for depression, self sabotage,
Mm.
and you just don't want to go down that road. So if you kind of think sometimes that this is happening for me and not to me, and then trying to, then you figure out, well, why is this happening for me? Something's better on the other side. Um, so that's just, a way to look at things when things are not going your way, or you feel like, a lot of negative things are coming in your space. That's just one way that, I try to look at things.
Yeah, I like that. I
Yeah.
like that.
Real positive.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's an awakening, I should say.
Hmm.
Okay.
Awakening to yourself.
Absolutely. All right, but if you want to follow Trent Shelton, that's his name. He's an
I'm gonna write that down.
ex-football player turned motivational speaker. And he's awesome. I signed up to get motivational text messages every
Oh,
day.
oh,
And
okay.
they come every day, twice a day actually.
What did you sign
So
up
it's
on
always
YouTube or?
something. I cannot remember. I've been getting them for so long. I don't know whether it was on his Facebook page or his Instagram page. So just check both of them.
Okay.
Um, it was one or the other. I'm thinking it was Facebook, because it's been a while that I've been getting these messages sent to me.
All right. I'm gonna try both of them.
Yeah, try both of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, so we're gonna move on over and let these voices speak for themselves. And guess who's
Mm-hmm.
gonna tell us what we're talking about today?
Jojo.
Joanne.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, Joe.
Hello.
Hello, ladies, and hello, MVP listeners. Today we have such a very interesting topic. We will be talking about self care and the jeopardy of putting yourself last,
Mm,
Mm,
the
mm,
consequences. What happens when you forget about you?
mm,
mm.
mm.
Mm. And it
Wow.
happens.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
It
it does.
happens. That's just real talk, because when we think about self-care, we think about, some people may just think off the top of their head, taking yourself to the spa, or giving yourself a me day where you treating yourself to this and you're treating yourself to that. Not just for women, but for men too, hanging out with the guys, going to the barber shop. But self-care can come in so many different ways. Self-care can be like taking that annual doctor's appointment,
Mm,
Absolutely.
going
mm,
to
mm-hmm.
check out about that toothache that's been bothering you,
Mm.
or that earache, because we know certain things that happens to us when it comes to our tooth or our ear can be an indication that something else is going wrong with our body. That's
Absolutely.
self-care. But so many times we try to self-medicate ourselves, we try to Google ourselves, things of that
Mm-hmm.
nature, or we just try to go with those home remedies and never really take care of who we are, because we want to please everybody else. We want to go about our daily lives and just be completely busy and so consumed, thinking that as long as we're working and as long as, nothing is knocking us completely off of our feet, then we're fine. So it doesn't matter whether we go to the doctors, make a doctor's appointment, or even just be still. Because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes that's all it really takes, is for us to just sit down for a minute, to cut everything else off.
Right.
Yes.
And I use that as an example because I know what it's like for burnout. Coming from a day and time where I used to be a caregiver before my aunt transitioned and she was staying with me, constantly working, going to school, and taking care of my aunt. There was never any time for me. And so it got to the point where I just went numb, couldn't close my hands and everything, and, not knowing what was going on. But, and I passed it on like, it came and it went. So I was okay. But until it happened and I could not recover, squeezing my hands together and go to the doctors. And she was like, you got to sit down. You gotta literally stop everything. And I'm looking at the doctor like she's crazy. She said, well, if you don't do it, I'm gonna do it. And my doctor literally set me home. And I was home for 2 straight weeks. Completely. She said, you're about to literally have a nervous breakdown. Completely stressed, completely consumed, completely overworked. And that was mentally, physically, and emotionally. Everything just completely just consumed me. And that was because I was worried about working, I was worried about school, and I was worried about taking care of my aunt. I never was worried about Joanne. And without me, none of that would have even take place. And so the jeopardy of not taking care of you and putting yourself first will put you in a predicament where you're no good to nobody else. I say it all the time to people. We go out and we go to these jobs or we go to these family functions and things to that nature, thinking that they need us or it needs us. If we leave this earth today or tomorrow, the likelihood of that job sending our family a flower, zero to none. Or that family member crying and weeping over us today, tomorrow, or maybe a month, and then we become a distant memory. So why not live for today? Why not live your life? Why not take care of you and live the best life you can? And that's where it takes self-care, the individual practice that we all need to take.
Right. And you know what? I think that's something just like with finances,
Yes.
learning about retirement, learning about
Ah,
taking care of a house. That's something that needs to be taught, I
In
would say,
school.
early on. I mean, even in the family, like early on, like especially like late teens.
yeah.
These are the things that you need to start talking about because we're taught to take care of everybody else. That's what we're taught. So we have to, restructure that teaching of you have to take care of yourself. Like you said, Joanne. And I would say this all the time when I was younger, because people always say they put their kids first. You
Right.
can't possibly do that. You have to put you first because
Hmm.
if you are not together, if you are not healthy, your kids are not going to get the best parent, that they should get if you're not
Absolutely.
together. So you have to put yourself first. And people, I hear people all the time say, well, I don't want to be selfish. Selfish, there is a positive side to it, and then there's also a negative side.
Right.
But if you are being selfish for the benefit of everyone involved, including yourself,
Right.
it's okay to be selfish. It's nothing wrong with being selfish. But if you being selfish where it's detrimental to
Right.
yourself or other people, then that's something different. We're talking about being selfish in a way that it's going to be a benefit to everyone. So
I
yeah,
agree.
I definitely agree. You have to put yourself first. And the other thing
Yeah.
I was going to say real quick is that, like you said, self-care. I know a lot of people, they only see self-care as going to get a massage or going to
Yeah.
the spa. Self-care could be just simply taking time to read a book
Hmm.
alone. Like it's just about alone time. You have to constantly get to know who you are at every stage of
Your
life.
life. Yeah.
So you never stop getting to know yourself.
No, especially
So
when you change those decades.
absolutely.
And you gotta know different parts of yourself all over again. Hey,
Yes.
Absolutely.
where did those knee pains come from? You know. So
He had
I
to
mean
say decades. Okay.
I mean
But
and
I
I
mean, she
was
right. Like when you turn
mhm,
20, then when you get 30, I mean,
mhm,
well, it could be in between it too, but I'm just saying, like every decade, you are a new person,
Yeah.
really.
And I, you know what? And we were talking about that topic of what kind of butterfly are you? And I think that's where that comes from. Every decade, you're a different kind of butterfly.
Hey.
So, you know, that just came up just now.
Okay.
So,
Ah.
yeah. So that may have been what Tracy was talking about.
Okay.
But I know, in the past, I used to always leave out the door with one of these churn. One of somebody always had to go somewhere with me. Now I quietly let me just, and it just feels so good just to ride all by myself.
All by myself.
Even if I don't have anywhere to go, and you know, when I'm driving, you know the main places I'm going, taking
Right.
Trey to work, picking Trey up, going to the market. So, just that quiet time, it just feels so good.
Exactly.
And I just sit back, me and Babyface, take our little ride.
Oh.
Okay. With your baby
That
face.
is, yes, that is the best ride ever when I could
Mm.
just totally listen to him. Stanley, I tell you, he got to turn on Babyface sometimes. So, you know what his motive is. But, you know, that's that's so soothing. I mean, just,
Mm.
you know, that's my me time, just getting away and listening to who I want to listen to, because I
Right.
used to turn my radio on for them. Now I don't care who listening. It's
But you know, Cynthia, that was the key right
mhm,
there, is me time.
mhm,
Self-care is me time. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go and do anything. It's me time. And that's something that I know that I have prioritized now. Gave myself
mhm,
a me day in the course of the week, where I don't take emails, I don't take
Mhm.
business
mm,
phone calls, I don't take any business anything on Wednesdays. Wednesday is my me day.
Mhm.
I don't do
mhm.
anything but me. Anything that I want to do. That's Joanne day.
Right.
That's my
Absolutely.
QT day, my day where I do my quality time for
Right.
myself. And so if I
Right.
just want to sit still, I'm gonna sit still.
Mhm.
If I want to
And
look at anything on TV, I do. If I want to go in
Right.
the office, I will. I mean, it's whatever
Right.
I want to do. I do it on my own time schedule when I want to do. And I think a lot of
mhm,
people need to realize that and instill that. Let children see it. Let young
Right.
mhm.
people see it. Like,
They gotta
Tish was
understand.
saying, you have to instill that stuff now at a young age. Kids are so impressionable and you're
Mm,
training them now. So if you train them now, like Tish was saying, in their finances and how to take care of themselves, and so they can model what it is that they should do and become. Um, they'll grasp it now and be like, I saw my aunt, I saw my mom, my dad, whomever,
Right.
take the time out. And so you wonder why these people never get sick. They took time and didn't become
mhm.
Right.
stressed. They didn't put
Yeah.
themselves on the back burner. And
Right.
so
Mhm.
many times we do that. I remember having a conversation with my mentor actually today on an earlier Zoom. And she was saying, think of your 18-year-old self. And what did
Mm,
you, 3 words that you said to your
Mhm.
18-year-old
mm.
self? And those 3 words that you said to your 18-year-old self, I need you to put them in place the next 3 months. And
Mm.
that's real because at 18, what was we thinking about ourselves?
Wow.
I was like, yes, I'm out of high
18.
school.
It was just so important to get to 18 because it just meant that I could just do everything for myself now.
Right. I'm
You
I,
know, it
I'm
was,
grown.
yes.
Yeah,
And that was a different kind of grown back then
right.
versus the 18 grown
Oh.
now. That's not the same kind of grown.
But when you look at it, let's look at it from a perspective where you had some people say, I'm getting ready, I'm going to college. 3 words, I'm going to college. And then look at some of them that never went. So now
Mm,
they're looking at themselves and saying, Dag, I never got my college education. Or you're looking at some of them who said what they wanted to do and they feel as though they never accomplished it. And, we had this conversation, us amongst ourselves as friends. We
mhm,
talked about how we felt as though we sold ourselves short. We beat our own selves up because of our lack of accomplishments or whatever the case may be. And that's because we did not take care of self. We
Mm-hmm.
did what? Something else. We pleased
Worked.
whom or whatever the
Worked.
case may be. And it's never too late to do whatever it is that we want to do. As long as we have breath in our bodies, we can still become any and everything we want to be. I mean, Tish is a great example for all of us. Tish has like all the business ideas there are, and she's the go getter. I mean, we all have that capability, but Tish sets that example for a lot of us to say, you know what, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to do this. And she takes the time out. She carves out that time and she does it for herself, not for everybody else, but she knows what she does will have an impact on other people. But if she'd have just did it for other people and just stayed working for the man and everything else, then she'd have been doing it for everybody else as opposed to doing what satisfies herself, that she'll
Mm-hmm.
make an impact on other people. Great example.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But I will say that there have been a few times along the way that God has pushed me very hard because I was procrastinating.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be. And that's what I believe self care is about, because we get to the point where we become complacent and comfortable.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Mm-hmm.
and when that happens, that fear sets in. So it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, there is a real thing of fear of succeeding. That is
Mm.
real.
Wow.
And it blocks a lot of people. One thing that I wanted to go back to real quick, you were saying, Joanne, that I feel like people have to stop comparing their life to other people's lives,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
because we do that a lot. And people, I was reading some article not too long ago, and it was talking about how so many X amount of people in the world don't know themselves. And
Mm.
that
Mm.
is so true. You really have to tap into who you are.
Mm-hmm.
It's not based off of what no one else is doing in their life. It's based off of
Right.
what you feel, what you enjoy, what comes natural to you. It's based off of you only. And I think a
Hmm.
lot of times we get into that habit, or it's kind of taught to us also that, like, when you finish high school, college is the next step. Like, we're all told that, and college isn't for everyone.
Mm-mm.
College is really just another avenue of structure. But you
Mm-hmm.
can get structure in a lot of different places,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So I just really think that, we need to teach the younger people and some of the people in our age range that you have to start focusing on you and only you, and not compare your life to someone
For the
else's
next
life,
person.
because
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
your life is your
Yeah.
own. It really
Yeah.
is.
And
And
it,
you have
it
your own goals. What is
right,
your
Absolutely.
goal?
Absolutely.
you
That is
know,
so
and
true.
like what you said, college is definitely not for everybody.
It's
Um,
not.
and I didn't go to college straight away because I just wanted to work, but then I wanted other things. And I said, well, maybe I work. I was three kids in when I went to college.
Go
Right.
ahead with your bad
And
time.
and it was so much fun. I don't think it would have been that much fun if I'd have done it right out of high school. Because my father said, oh, either you can go to school, or you can go to work. I'm like, yeah, for real. That was back when, college was a must. And when he said that, I was like, oh yeah, I can go to work, you know. But, and work wasn't that fulfilling because it wasn't what I really wanted to do, and it wasn't my passion. I didn't find my passion until I was three kids in, and
Mm.
then I went for it. I said, I got to do this. I got to do this. And then when I went further on, because once you become a teacher, you got to keep going to school. And I was like, what? I didn't get in this job for that. But I mean, I understand what they mean when they say certain things that you have to do. Um, but I was in it for me at the time. I took care of three kids. I said, I got to do something for me. this is I'm not happy. So I said from now on, I'm gonna do things that make me happy.
Mm-hmm.
And if I seem selfish
That's
along the
good.
way, it's because I deserved it. So you know how some people say you're spoiled. I'm like, are you serious? What do you consider spoiled? I have held back from so many things that I wanted to do because I wanted to make sure this person was happy and this person was happy. And I'm like, what in the world? Killing myself.
Mm-hmm.
Dra-
Yeah.
Draining myself, just trying to be a people pleaser, just
Mm-hmm.
trying to make people happy, and all the while I wasn't happy myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, all right, these three kids, they in school, let me go to school too. And it was so much more fulfilling going to school with them,
Absolutely.
having them look at me do homework while they're doing homework. It was so much fun. So
Right.
people might say that was not. Yes, for me it was fun.
Right.
For me it was fun because it was a different kind of experience, one that I never thought I would have.
And that's
So,
But you
all
know
that
what?
matters.
But you know what I
mm-hmm.
think also, when it comes to that, it's an individual choice.
Yes,
I think when
definitely.
it comes to self-care, it's your individual choice, but we just
Mm-hmm.
can't
Absolutely.
make that individual choice never.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's not a such thing that it's too late because you have that
Oh
choice.
my.
It's
Right.
just the
Mm-mm.
point that you make the individual choice and you're intentional about it. Be
Mm-hmm.
intentional about you, knowing that,
Mm-hmm.
this is your life and that you matter. And
Mm-hmm.
because you matter, you make a choice about yourself. I believe that the worst thing that we do is to allow everybody to dictate for us
Oh, I
and
was
not
just
be
thinking that.
intentional for ourselves. We have to be
Right.
deliberate, that I deliberately set time out for me, that I deliberately say, this is what I want for me,
Right.
and not
Mm-hmm.
let somebody dictate it. But I do it for my own self and in my own timing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
In my own timing, this is what I want to do, not because the world has programmed it to
Mm-hmm.
be that way, but
Right.
because this is what I feel I need for myself at this particular time in my life. So if I
Yeah.
say, this is where I want to be, no one could have ever told me when it was time for me to retire. This is
Right.
what
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do when I wanted to do, and I could.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing held
Absolutely.
me back. I could do it,
Right.
and
Yeah.
I could just pick up and go where I want to go, when I
Mm-hmm.
want
When you
to,
want to go.
Right.
and do
Mm-hmm.
what I want to do.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's me. I
Right.
can't tell nobody else to do it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely not.
I
Yeah.
remember when I was in my 20s, and I mean, I used to go, and still do, but I would go to the movies by myself, and I would be like, "Yeah, I'm going to the movies," and they'd be like, "Who you
Who
going
you
with?" And
going
I'm
with?
like, "Going by myself." They was like, "What?" I mean, people actually tried to make me feel crazy for doing stuff
Mm-hmm.
by myself. You don't feel awkward sitting in a restaurant by yourself? Well, why? I mean, I'm in tune with who I am. Like I'm okay with
Mm-hmm.
that. Well, no, I couldn't go to a restaurant by myself because people might think I don't have nobody. Like it was just the
What?
crazy stuff people would say to me,
Now I take
trying to
myself
make
to the best restaurant.
right, trying to make me feel bad for being able to be around me. Like I like me. I don't know about nobody else, but I like me. I got some good company. But it's crazy how people will put their fears on you. Like they
Mm-hmm.
was really trying to make me feel like I was weird or something for being able to do that. I was like,
That's
oh
Mm-hmm.
my God,
infliction. That is infliction. See,
it's crazy. That's
But
crazy.
and you know what? Some people are that weak-minded where
That's
you
true.
inflict your fears on someone and then they're panicky and I ain't doing that because they gonna be looking now.
Mhm.
So some people suck that in and they say, oh well, you know what, that does sound kind of crazy, and not thinking that the best person to be with is you. and
Right.
and
I
I
know
think
me.
I think that all boils down to knowing yourself and being comfortable with yourself
Right.
and not
Absolutely.
worried about what everybody else is thinking.
Exactly.
And sometimes you just, don't worry about
I
nobody.
mean, I would have the best time at the movies laughing like I was with a bunch of people. I don't Man, I don't care if
Cynthia
it's funny.
is
I'm gonna
laughing.
if it's funny, I'm gonna laugh.
She when is she not laughing? When is
But
when
you
are
know,
you
the
not
back half of
laughing?
she's laughing by herself.
Yeah,
Like,
because
where
I
she
can
at?
imagine people probably if they by themselves, they wouldn't want to, laugh like that. Please, I'm gonna laugh. They give you a window to laugh. I'm gonna laugh.
Mhm.
So let me pose this question to you, ladies. So,
What?
do you think, and this is just something that just popped in my head, do you think that's one of the biggest problems today is that people aren't secure in themselves and they're more worried about what people think of them? So
Absolutely.
that's why they don't do self.
I think it's
They,
Absolutely.
that's
they
always
do
Yeah.
what
been the
they do what
case.
people expect as
Yeah,
Mhm.
opposed to doing self.
yeah. I think that's
Mhm.
always been the case.
And
Yeah,
that's why it's so damaging. I believe that's why there's probably a lot of mental illness and a lot of
Mhm.
oh,
anxiety
absolutely,
and a
Yeah.
lot of depression because people don't know
absolutely.
their self. I know there was a young lady in one of the groups that I spoke at before, probably about maybe 6 or 7 years ago, and she said, "I don't know how you say that you love yourself. I love me some me." That's what I said. I love me some me. She said, "That's not easy to say." I said,
Mhm.
"I accept me. I accept me. I don't look at myself in a compact mirror. I can look at myself in a full mirror and say, I love who God made me. And I love
Mhm.
me some me. Every bit of me I love. Like Tisha, I take myself to the movies. I take myself to dinner. I take myself on trips. If you want to go, hop on the train. Let's go. I don't
Mm.
wait on people, but a lot of people say it's hard to do that. And I've never been the one to know how to pinpoint that. But as we sit here and we discuss, I know my parents used to always say, my dad used to always say, Joanne, you always save enough money to always pay yourself. And when you
Mhm.
pay yourself, you can always take yourself wherever you want to go.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so when I look at people and they be like, well, I can't do this, or I can't do that, I'll be like, they never took care of self.
Yeah, and I when I think back to the way I take care of myself now versus then someone said, "Well, you must be rich because you don't ever ask about prices." I said, "Well, if I want it, and
Um,
I'm gonna get it. I'm
right.
gonna buy it. I'm gonna do it. Because there was a time where I couldn't do it for myself. I just didn't have the way or the means, and promise myself when I get myself on that path, when I can absolutely positively take care of myself, I am going to do it the way I want to do it. Buy what I want to buy it when I want to buy it, go where I want to go, when I want to go, because some people they consider themselves stuck where they
Hmm.
feel like well, I can't because I got to pay this, or I can't because I got to do this. Sometimes you got to think about, like you said, just yourself, just and it's not a selfish thing. It's not a
Right.
selfish thing. In a lot of ways, it's more healthy than hurtful,
Right.
you know.
You
So go
one
ahead.
thing one thing that I do try to do now, especially just because I pay attention to people all the time anyway. Like I'm a people watcher, I'm a people person. But what you said, Joanne, it just made me think about going back to what I said. People should stop comparing their life to
Mm,
someone else's.
mm-hmm,
And one thing that I do promote a lot to people now is that you may not be able to go on that trip that somebody else went on out of the country, but
right.
there is so much to do on a lower scale that you still
Mm-hmm,
can get that me time, that
Yeah.
vacation. It's a
mm-hmm,
lot to do here in the United States.
Huh.
It's a lot to do here in your state, Maryland,
Let me tell you.
or
Huh.
if you're just going over the Pennsylvania line, it's so much to do. But if people don't know that, they're going to keep comparing what they can't do based off of someone else's life, and they'll
mm-hmm.
never do anything. So it's a lot of free things to do,
Mm-hmm.
you
Oh, sure.
Mm-hmm.
know.
Absolutely.
But sometimes when people are in a circle of people where that the majority of their circle can do the out of the country type of things, They feel like they can't do anything, or they may feel like if they can do something, it's not on that scale. They worrying about how people may look at them, and we got to stop worrying about what other people's lives are. We got to stop the comparison.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I took a staycation every year. My staycation, I just used to take a vacation and I'll be at the Inner Harbor, cross one of the benches like this. Down at the Inner Harbor, you couldn't tell me I was somewhere. I go in there and get me an ice cream cone inside of the cone and be laid across the bench. And my mom used to call my mom like, "Where did you go today?" I'll be like, "To the Inner Harbor." I act like I went somewhere far.
Yeah. Well, speaking of somewhere far, Jasmine and her family this Friday are going to Punta Cana.
Oh, really?
Okay.
The girls too? What? Okay.
The baby with the passport.
The baby got her passport. Yes, indeedy. So they're going to from Friday to Friday. I said, all right, just be back early enough so you can take Sarah. I can go on my anniversary getaway. So.
Look at her. Yeah, you have to. I mean, I used to just like to drive, or I know I never really public transportation.
I love driving.
Parents didn't never let me, but I would just get my car when I could drive and just drive. Like I done seen some sights and places just by driving. To me, I went somewhere.
Yes,
other than just being local. And that's how I learned. And that was, to me time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, because before the pandemic, like I will always go and stay in a hotel here in Maryland somewhere. Like, because I love staying in hotels. I just do. But like I said, since the pandemic, it's kind of like, but yeah, that's something that I would do on a regular basis. Yeah, but that's something that I would do on a regular basis. And I mean, before the pandemic, I would always spray down everything. But I love staying in a hotel because it makes you feel like you're gone somewhere.
Yes, that you have gotten away.
Yeah,
it does.
It would just be for the weekend, Friday and Saturday, or it was just like Saturday night and I get, coming out Sunday. But just to get away, to be by myself, to think by myself. A lot of times I would just go there and read, just to be by myself, You
feel like me when I used to just get on the Amtrak. I get on the Amtrak train and just go and then come back at night. My mom used to be like, "Where did you go?" I said, "I went away."
But when speaking of which, if you catch go down to Penn Station and ride to DC, it is so much inside of just that train station.
Absolutely.
It's like, I mean, so much to see. You see people coming in and out of state, and it's just a lot.
The only thing I didn't do was the bus station. The bus station.
Oh no.
Hi.
Yeah. You know what, Tish? You remember when you and I went to Atlantic City? We took the bus.
Yes. Yeah, I was just thinking. I said that I didn't caught the bus a couple of times back in the day.
We caught the bus to Atlantic City.
Yeah,
we know what we were doing. We were grown.
Yes, we know what we were doing. We was playing grown.
She used to take me on some adventures, but that one she could. No.
We were 21, probably 22. I don't know.
Now I would drive.
We got on that, but we got on that bus.
Yes, we did.
We got on that bus.
Yes. Yeah, but I would definitely jump in the car now and go up there. That's some good stuff. I love road trips. I love road trips.
I'm going on the 29th. One of the girls that I work with, my best friend at work.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, and she's the one where you gotta listen. You're going to do it. I don't know. We're going to do it. But are you going to catch the bus? You going to catch the bus? Nope. We can rent a car and we can go. She's like, I don't know. We're going to do it. Just come. I feel like Tish when we were in school. Just come on. Just let's go.
See?
Just come on. Yeah, I
Trying to figure out
forced,
why we couldn't get this done with her.
I know I had to force her into look, the 29th. Let's set a date, 29th. Let's go. I don't know. Do you think no, let's go. I don't want to think. Sometimes you overthink things and you wind
Absolutely.
up not
I don't.
treating yourself
Yep.
right. No,
Absolutely.
don't think
Absolutely.
about it and don't ask nobody nothing. Just do it.
Yep.
That's how I get in trouble at work. I don't ask anybody anything. I do it. And if somebody has a problem with it, well, you weren't supposed to. No, I didn't know. Didn't nobody tell me,
Right.
so I'm gonna do it anyway. So,
And that's about
but
taking care of yourself.
yeah,
And I think that's
absolutely.
something that we all need to do. And if we set the example, it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter. Some of the littlest things that you do, just taking yourself to the store, to the mall,
Mm,
Yes.
mm,
sitting
mm,
still, sitting out
mm.
on your
Yeah.
deck, on your porch, on your
Yes.
patio, whatever you do for you is
Yep.
self-care.
Go to
It means a
Wegmans.
lot. Yeah, I was
I,
gonna
Go
yeah,
to
shoot,
Wegmans.
I
take
have
it
the I have the
there.
best time in Big Lots. I'm like, let's go to Big Lots. I go to Big Lots by myself. That way, if I go by myself, I ain't gotta buy nobody nothing.
Well, I get so much joy out of my every 2 weeks when I like fresh flowers. I believe that you're supposed to put fresh
Yes,
flowers in your house,
girl.
Oh, okay.
I
because
got.
you need something in your house alive outside of you.
Yes.
So when I
Mm-hmm.
replace my flowers in the house, and I now have my cousin, I go to my cousin's, have my cousin do them too. I get so much joy going to the
Yes.
store and picking
Yes.
out my flowers every week. And
Oh,
so
okay.
when I did her flowers today, I did my cousin flowers today at her house. I just got so much joy just picking out the flowers and what colors I wanted at her house for her windows, and then to just sit and then to cut them and to
Yes,
get the
girl.
water and stuff ready and to make sure everything was even and put them in the window. Y'all know I complained how cold it is outside. Then to go outside our house and look to see how they looked in the window, to make sure I positioned the flowers, the baby breasts and stuff all in the vase and everything. That is so much joy to me.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
I'm
part of my
telling you
also
that might be
self-care.
your next thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you,
I,
I love
I'm sitting
flowers
here thinking
too.
about my vase. I'm like, I need to give her my vase so
I
she
mean,
can
I
set me up some
love fresh
flowers.
flowers too. I always have fresh flowers. I got them on
Yeah,
my
and
table
I
now.
tell people
Beautiful
all the
lilies.
time, you have to do
Mm-hmm.
it, and it's just something about
Love
making sure
flowers.
that they're there, and that they're gonna blossom, and when they're gonna open up
Yes.
and everything.
But
Mm.
don't
It's like,
sleep on the supermarket
That's
flowers because
right,
oh, wait
I
a
Safeway.
get
minute,
mine from Wegmans.
no,
Mm-hmm.
no, not at all, because there's what is it, what's this, Walmart at Brimbrook and Liberty Road
Mm-hmm.
have some of the best roses in
Oh,
bouquets.
okay.
You either
Okay.
get them on, and that's where I would Sundays, the best. Whenever I
Okay.
go visit my grandmother's gravesite, I always
Oh,
go there
okay.
because the
Stop right
shoppers is
there.
gone. I go there and I clean off her thing, and have my whole little kit in the car, cut the
Okay.
flowers and everything, have a bottle of water and everything, make sure it's warm because you still
Okay.
can't be cold and everything. Mix everything up, put it down in her vase and everything. Sit there. I even sit on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. And that's for
Yes,
you.
girl.
That's for
Yeah.
you.
It's
That's
Yes.
for
something
you.
about taking the time for yourself and to know what you appreciate, and know that whoever else may appreciate it when they see it. Me, when I go to my grandmother's gravesite, I know my grandmother is pleased. I
Mm-hmm.
always look up in the sky, and the sky always speaks back to me.
Right.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I've done my job.
All right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right now.
So I
Mm-hmm.
believe, we have to take the time out for self, to know that whatever we do for ourselves and make ourselves feel good, eventually it will make somebody else feel good, because you can
Mm-hmm.
never please anyone else unless you are pleased yourself. If you think that
Absolutely.
you're pleasing someone else and you have a hardened heart, or you have some type of contention or anything within yourself, then you're wearing a mask and you're putting up a facade, and what you're serving other people is fake.
Yes. I was gonna
Mm-hmm.
say, if you show up as your best self, you can
Mm.
only give your best.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
That's all
right.
you can give is your best. So
Yeah.
If you wear the mask, you are giving them an imposter.
Ooh, oh,
That's right.
I was getting ready to say, okay, Joanne, take us out, wrap it up. But I mean, I think that's the wrap up.
Hey, how about that?
So we leave you on that note, everybody, to my friends, to my sisters, and to every listener. Take care of you. Always put yourself first. You're not being selfish. Put yourself as the priority. As long as God gives you breath, He chose you. So you choose yourself before you choose anybody else. And then you'll be the best you, not just to yourself, but to everybody else He entrusts you with.
Absolutely. Yes. Look.
We need a bell.
Yeah. Snap. Yes. All right. Well, thank you for that, Joanne. That was good. It seemed like every time we hear the topic, it's like, okay, like where we're gonna go from there. And then once we start talking, it just flow.
That's right. Because it's just a conversation.
It's just a conversation of what we think in our experience in life. That's it.
Self-care is best.
Yes.
Take care of you.
All right, so we're gonna move on over to the voice of the community. And so I am going to start off by letting everyone know who our MVP of the week was. And it was none other than, I love her so much, Miss Tina Turner. So let me just tell everybody, the reason that Miss Tina Turner was picked for the MVP of the week is because she is one of the new inductees into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And it is about time. Let me tell you, she is in there with Ike in Tina Turner, but she's not in there by herself for her own work. So finally, she's getting her flowers while she's still here.
That's right.
So I just thought that was just perfect timing. I mean, when I see Tina Turner, I just see strength, number one. I see a resilient woman. I see a very talented woman. And I see a woman that she is class in itself. And every now and then I see Angela Bassett, but
oh my goodness.
But I just know this woman is just she's multi-talented. She is just, I love the way she speaks. I just love Tina Turner. Tina Turner is the one. I'm telling you.
I went to not last year, before pandemic. I went to New York to see the Tina Turner reveal, whatever.
Okay. Yes.
You just sit back and marvel at the talent that she has, and it's like she went through that, and just thinking about her life and all of the ups and downs.
Oh my goodness!
And they brought the Ike part out. It was so dynamic, and now that Broadway is opening up, I know they are. I know they're going to bring that one back because that one was dynamic.
Yeah,
she was outstanding, and it's the girl that played her, and it was like you just could not think that was not Tina. It was like you really thought that was Tina right there. She did an excellent job, and those moves that Tina famous for.
Yes.
I mean, she did it all, and that was one I would definitely go back to see. But
did
it's
you
not.
See
it's
Tina?
No.
I think that was on HBO Max.
Tina. I'm gonna look it up.
It was really good. It's a documentary. It's really, really good. Really good. She
tells her whole story
because she went to the first show of the Broadway thing. She went.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, she did.
Yeah, she came back into the United States for that. Yeah.
All right. You're gonna make me search for it because I know Showtime is free right now. I don't know if HBO
Showtime is free.
Yes. Showtime free right now.
It
Free
is?
vid. I done watched several movies so far on Showtime. I'm like, I don't have
Okay,
Showtime.
because my shoulder shy. Come on,
Yeah, that's
Showtime.
why I was watching it
My
because
It
it
came
shoulder.
was
on
on
tonight.
earlier. It
Yeah.
came on. So the one I saw earlier today must not have been an updated Shy. Because I saw one earlier today when
It came on tonight. My cousin was
somebody
gonna
got
post it. She
beat
said the
down.
shot coming
Yeah,
on right
but
now. Watch it.
it's on demand like the night before, 2 nights before. But I couldn't play it because I don't have Showtime.
Showtime on right now. So
Oh,
you can play it. You can
okay.
play it. Yeah.
But yeah, so okay, so do anyone have any business shout outs tonight?
Tonight.
I do. I am so very
Okay.
proud of this young lady. She usually does my braids.
Oh, that's not me
Okay.
then.
Her name is Crystal McCullum. She just graduated and got her master's in
All
Atlanta
right.
Wow.
Go
Okay.
last
ahead.
week. I'm so very proud of her.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What you say the name was again?
Crystal McCullum.
Oh, Crystal. Oh, I thought you
Yeah.
said Kristen. I thought
Oh
she.
no.
Oh, okay.
Crystal McCullum. She got her master's last week, but just before, and she's in a nursing field. She's
Oh,
one
okay.
of the travel nurses, but in the interim of her traveling, doing her nursing, she started two business, Stylesbycryss, where
Oh.
she does braids, she does locks, she does everything. And
Hmm.
just a couple of months ago, when she started photography, it's
Oh,
called
wow.
Captured Simply Photography, and her photography is literally blowing up.
Oh,
She did
Wow.
wow.
she did a pop-up photography on this past weekend. Now that she's back home, and it just went literally phenomenal. She did a Mother Day photography shoot, and she's very cost efficient and everything, but and creative. She's made so many backdrops. So I'm gonna send her information out along with her uh, email address in her Facebook and Instagram. But she's
Okay.
doing everything from hair to photography.
All right.
And if you get sick, she got you too. So
Mm.
kudos to Crystal, African American woman, who is a new Delta, also crossed the
All
sand
right.
Delta, and just got her master's degree also.
Okay.
So
All
Great.
proud of her.
right.
Great. Great. So I have a shout out. Shout
Okay.
out. So,
She like paused.
so yeah, so I went to this place tonight, well, this afternoon. Scoop is about to start this program, a 6 month program for computers. So with everything that has gone on with COVID and everything, I said, well, maybe he needs like a de-stress before he gets into this start this program. So I looked up some things and I found this thing because it's something that I always wanted to do, but I thought it'd be good for him too. So it is the
Such a mom.
Room of Rage. So it's one of those places where you go and you throw
Break up stuff.
bottles and
Wow.
Yes.
smash up washing machines and TVs and throw
Yeah.
bottles against the wall. You can do whatever.
I'm about to write that down. I'm
Yeah.
about to write that
I see
down.
somebody had their birthday celebration there.
Okay, you
Um,
can. It's all different kind of packages. And it's black owned. It's some black
Mm.
guys that own it. This was in Laurel.
okay.
So, but they are going to be moving. He said that they didn't realize, but they need a bigger space.
People stress.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Mm.
So I talked to the guys. I'm like, well, how did y'all come up with doing this? And I said, well, how long have they been open? They just opened this year.
Mm. Wow.
And so a lot of businesses have been birthed during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So right now they have two wrecking rooms.
Okay.
But they said they need a bigger space. They need a bigger building. So he said that I think they're going to be moving in July to Forestville because right now like I said, they in Laurel.
Okay.
but it's called the Room of Rage. It's called
Mm.
Room of Rage, not love.
Okay.
It's Room of Rage.
I wrote it
And
down.
their motto is "Come, leave it all behind."
Yeah.
I like
It's so,
that.
so funny
Mm.
that you say that because the pastor at the church, his daughter wanted to go there for her birthday, and they went. And I
Okay.
was like, "What in the world are they doing?"
Yeah, because at first I was seeing it like on reality TV in different like therapy shows and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, so it's like a real deal thing. Because when I was there, my mind is churning. Like, oh well, this might could be a business. I was asking Scoop, I said, what do you think about this? Like, he was like, yeah, I can see it. Now, I wouldn't want to do it because you got to clean up the stuff after each
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
But, I mean, but it was like a bunch of
Yeah.
guys, and I think they looked like they was all related. The older guy, he looked like he was in charge. But he was like one of the other younger guys came up with the idea, and he was like, okay, let's go with it. Let's try it out. And they in business.
All right. I like that.
Like,
And people are making serious appointments to get in there.
it was 2 people in there, and I'm thinking, let's go on a Sunday. It probably not be that many people. When I went to book it, Friday, it was only 2 appointments left.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the last appointment.
Wow.
I did it at 4:30. It was a 4 o'clock, and then it was a 4:30. So I did the 4:30. So he was the last
Would you
one.
bought some glass? Boom.
I didn't do it. He did it.
Oh,
And,
you didn't do it.
No, I didn't do it. It wasn't for me. It was for him. So I just wanted to see. Now I'll go next time. I want to do it now. But I mean, he was sweating so bad because they give you like they're very clean. Like they give you gloves to put on, like plastic vinyl gloves, so that whatever you touch, and then they give you another set of gloves, like work gloves, to put over top of that. And they give you a helmet, face shield, and you get to put on a jumpsuit over top of your clothes.
Oh, okay.
And they say you have to wear like boots, no tennis shoes with. You can't wear tennis shoes that got like the bubble thing in the bottom. And I meant to ask him, why is that?
Because the glass and stuff will puncture it. It can go in it.
Oh, okay.
Because you got glass, you got nails, you got metal.
Yeah.
It can puncture and go in. And if it goes in, it can go inside of the sole of the shoe.
Oh.
Because I wouldn't, because I just wouldn't even wear tennis shoes at all. I would wear boots.
Mm-hmm.
So
get your Timbs on. You can stomp some stuff.
Scoop had his coat on, and I've always said he's like Linus. Like he's always had this thing with a coat. Like I don't care how warm it is outside, he has this thing with having a coat. I was like, well, you want to take your coat off because you're gonna put on the jumper. So he's like, all right, I guess. So he came out, and the guy was asking him, so how was it? He's like, let me catch my breath. Let me catch my breath. And he said, I'm telling you, he said, people don't realize it is a serious workout, because he said people be like, when they call to make an appointment, well, he says they would call to find out information about it. And they was like, because it's 20 minutes. So he was like, they be like 20 minutes, that's it. Why can't I get an hour? And he's like, come and do the 20 minutes. Come and do the 20 minutes, and then we'll talk about, because you talk about being in there for an hour, you will be worn out.
Yeah, take a nap.
You get a choice of a bat, a sledgehammer, and there's something else in there. So they all in it, so you can pick it up and bash up the stuff with whatever the thing is.
That sounds like fun.
And so you can plug up your phone. You can make a playlist. Like if you got a playlist, you can plug on your phone and have your playlist playing while you in there tearing stuff up. Yeah, they have couple packages too. So 2 people can be in at a time. 1 person can be in there, and then they have like team building things too.
Okay.
So,
Else-
but I still think only 2 people can go in there at a time.
Oh,
They have a
okay.
package for
I
like.
don't know about all couples, you know. That sledgehammer. Oh, I didn't mean to hit you.
Right.
Turned into something else.
But it was like we had went and was waiting for the people in front of us to finish, and we sat down outside of it, but it was just like I said, it felt like glass is coming out here. He was like, it's not, but it just sounded the way that it was sounding. It was sounding like it was flying everywhere. But it was very interesting. So yeah, that's why I didn't have time to get myself together when I got back. But yeah,
Wow.
he said he enjoyed it.
That's interesting. That is
Room
interesting.
of Rage.
Yep.
So I think that's all the shout outs we had today. So any last words, ladies, as we wrap this episode up?
I was thinking about when Joanne said, looking at yourself in a full view mirror. And if you can say to yourself, this is the picture that God painted, and be comfortable with it and be happy with it, then that's all that matters. Being comfortable with you, you know.
Right.
You are his masterpiece. That's it.
Right.
Made in his image.
Exactly. One thing that I will say also is that just because someone says, or I'll use myself as an example, I say that I love myself, I love who I am, it doesn't mean that I'm saying that I'm perfect. There are things that I daily want to work on. So I always say that I'm trying to show up as a better version of myself each day.
Absolutely.
So in no way, shape, or form am I perfect, but I love who I am, flaws in all.
Yes.
You know, because I know that I'm working on those. And you know, and it's okay. That it's okay to be flawed. We are all flawed.
That's it right there.
It's okay to recognize that you're flawed.
Absolutely.
As long as you trying to do something about them and just being a better version of yourself. That's all we can ask for.
Absolutely.
And I agree with it 100%. I said it all the time. And that's why I say I love me some me, because there was a time I didn't. Because of your flaws and because you know your pieces. And I love that song. That's my song. If I ever have, y'all know we coming up with Nichols next year. I'm putting it out there. That's my song. That's my theme song. And whatever I ever do in life, whether I do a conference, whether I have a party or anything, that's my song, The Pieces of Me, because that's what my life consists of, the pieces of me. I am not a complete whole person without my pieces, because they are the pieces that made me. And those pieces are flawed. Those pieces were broken. Those pieces were damaged. But the pieces that came apart were the pieces that I did not need to make me enough to understand that I am worthy.
Right.
And to understand that I am beautiful, and that I receive my beauty for my ashes. And so the pieces that had to burn had to. What is left made me who I am, that I can become. And I say that to every man, every woman, every little kid who wants to grow up and be somebody. It's okay to know that you have pieces that are hurting, that you have pieces that feel damaged. Let them fall. Let them come off. It's all about shedding skin. It's all about taking off the mask. That's the only way to evolve to become who you're supposed to be. And you can look back and be happy at the little you in the compact mirror. That you see the big you in the full-size mirror, to accept that who you're supposed to be.
That's right. Come on, Phoenix. Come on, Phoenix. Come on up out of the ashes. Yes. And with that, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend all about Mahogany Voices podcast, go on over to our social media and our YouTube page and like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell in YouTube so that you'll be notified whenever we upload a video. Because you know you want to see us and we want to see you. Okay?
All right.
All right. So, as always, talk that talk. And don't be afraid to use your voices for good, not evil. Continue to be the MVP in your life. And until next time, I won't put my earphones on. Peace.
Peace. Bye-bye.
Yes, bye.
Another one bites the dust.
I like that.